I really don't know how to start this video, so basically there's a guy named Zane Reborn and he's throwing a competition where people can send hybrids to beat up his own hybrids, and I want to enter because, well, I don't know, it looks like fun, I guess. So without further ado, let's meet my combatants, starting with the one that I created first. This is Hurricane. Hurricane's base is the grey heron, and like his bases he has a long, flexible neck and pointed bill, perfect for stabbing foes at range. His next component is the giant Azhdarchid Hatzegopteryx, which not only gives him a much needed size buff, but also gives him a thicker, more powerful beak. And his pecs can be made even stronger by adding the DNA of a woodpecker, giving him extra strong neck muscles and a highly reinforced skull, allowing him to exert even more force with minimal risk of self-injury. Next up we have the secretary bird, which allows Hurricane to make use of his long legs, giving him a powerful kick. He also gains the head feathers. No reason, I just think they look neat. Going back to the legs, we can make them even deadlier by adding the DNA of a cassowary, a bird infamous for its kick. From this, Hurricane gains stronger legs, useful in taking off as well as attacking, and a raptor-like inner toe claw perfect for gutting opponents. Now we have the osprey, which adds a lot. First up is extra maneuverability. None of Hurricane's components so far are known for their agility in the air, meaning that Maggie and Volt could run rings around him and go for his weak points. And due to his large size, there isn't much I can do to solve that. However, the osprey is at a nice sweet spot where it is both decently large and pretty maneuverable, so it hopefully wouldn't be as much of a stretch to add. By gaining the osprey's tail fan and an intermediate wing structure between it and the heron, for both weight carrying and mobility, it should allow Hurricane to more easily brake, turn to meet his attackers, or potentially even hover in a strong headwind. Hurricane also gains the osprey's spiked foot pads and reversible outer toe, allowing him to use his long legs to grab opponents. And he gains the osprey's excellent eyesight, which I'm pretty sure every bird of prey has. The Tengmalm's owl, also known as the boreal owl, is next, giving a boost to Hurricane's hearing. But why this owl in particular and not, say, the barn owl, which is more well studied? Well, that is because whilst all owls have asymmetrical ears, the Tengmalm's takes it to the extreme by having the ear bones be asymmetrical, potentially giving it even better directional hearing. This is perfect for Hurricane, allowing him to quickly judge what direction an opponent is coming from and act on it. Next is the Northern Fulmar, which adds its iconic projectile vomit. Fulmars can spray a foul-smelling liquid from their mouths called stomach oil, which gums up the feathers of unfortunate birds and can lead to loss of flight and water repellents. This is perfect in a fight against another bird. Less so a pterosaur, but I can't imagine that it's pleasant getting that in your eye. Hurricane also inherits the Fulmar's powerful sense of smell and waterproof feathers. Admittedly, he already has waterproofing thanks to the heron and osprey, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any issues with the owl DNA. And for the final addition, we have the raven, which adds intelligence. I wasn't originally going to add anything for brain power due to some issues concerning the woodpecker skull, but I eventually decided it was worth the risk as it could make working with his partner more believable, among other things. Besides, if Volt can survive braining himself every time he swings his hammerhead without nearly as much reinforcement, I think Hurricane will be fine.
I have brain damage.
So can Hurricane win against Maggie and Volt? Possibly. The main downside to Hurricane is that the only way he would really get involved is if Maggie and Volt attack first, as he isn't a particularly fast flyer. Maybe he could get the jump on them, striking like an actual heron, but I doubt that would actually work. Good news is Hurricane won't be alone. It is time to meet my second entry into the Skybrid Wars. This is Vespa, Hurricane's partner in crime. Vespa's base is the European Hornet, which I chose because it is a good all-rounder with both a venomous stinger and strong jaws. It also has warning pheromones, which could allow Vespa to alert Hurricane to threats, direct him to where attackers are, and just make communication a bit easier. Next up, we have one of the world's largest wasps, the tarantula hawk Pepsis heros. This gives Vespa one of the most painful stings of any insect, capable of paralyzing a tarantula. And whilst she obviously can't do that to Team Mimic, it will still cause them great discomfort, hopefully enough to distract them from a certain giant heron. It will also give Vespa a slight size buff, but not too big, as I still want her to be small enough to sneak up and land on Volt and Maggie without being detected. Helping her do that is her next component, the Emperor Dragonfly, which gives her extra rings for more speed and improved agility. I don't think it matters too much what species of dragonfly I use. I think they are roughly the same speed-wise. I went with the Emperor because they're a decent size and I think they look neat. Now we get to one of the most OP insects in the world, the bulldog raspy cricket. Hailing from the land down under, this bug holds the record for the strongest bite force of any insect. This allows Vespa to easily snip through Maggie's feathers and get to the skin below. She probably won't be able to get through Volt's fish scales, but hey, she can always go for the weak points. The raspy cricket DNA also gives her spiked limbs, perfect for helping her latch onto larger targets. Raspy crickets can also produce silk. They only really use it to fold up leaves to sleep in, so not much use in a fight, but it did give me the idea to add something that uses silk more offensively. The spitting spider. They can shoot out a fluid consisting of spider silk and venom to both immobilize and envenom prey. Yeah, at this point I'm just making a mini Mothra. On the subject of spiders, we also have the Porsche spider, one of the world's most intelligent spiders, allowing Vespa to better adapt to the changing battlefield and hopefully help her with working with her partner. Porsche are also jumping spiders, so could maybe help Vespa gain some distance after she's done latching onto her opponent. Vespa is coming along nicely, but you know what would make her even better? Iron! The most overblown ability in the Hybrid Wars. I was originally going to use the Vampire Bat for iron distribution, but then I realised there was something a lot closer to home that would work just as well. The humble mosquito, who can also safely distribute the iron in their blood diet throughout their body. This will give Vespa iron jaws and claws, and an iron stinger for extra strength and durability. And possibly even give her an iron reinforced exoskeleton so she is a little less of a glass cannon. The mosquito also gives Vespa heat sensors, perfect for an insect seeking out warm-blooded prey, and anticoagulant saliva to make her bites even more dangerous. And finally there is the monarch butterfly, which adds stamina and endurance. Monarchs can travel up to 2,800 miles in their migration across North America, so it could definitely help Vespa if the battle goes on for a long time. Now, obviously Vespa would not be able to take out either Volt or Maggie on her own, but that was intentional as I designed her to be an aid to Hurricane. Their strategy will be this. Vespa uses her stinger and jaws to get Volt and Maggie's attention, before leading them to Hurricane, using her superior agility to dodge their attacks. Hurricane, who is designed specifically to be able to deal with multiple targets at once, will use his beak and talons to dispatch them. Meanwhile, Vespa will be flying around, helping out where she can, stinging them, trying to bleed them out, and overall being a general nuisance. As for why these two work together, this goes a bit into the lore I have for them. Hurricane and Vespa were both raised in a laboratory that worked on creating bioweapons for the military. One day, however, one of their creations got out of control. The incident resulted in the operation being shut down, and all the assets were set to be terminated. A few hybrids, however, managed to escape. Hurricane and Vespa were two of the escapees, and wound up helping each other in the escape. Now they are inseparable, and work together to protect themselves from predators and people intent on capturing them. Despite his fierce weaponry, I imagine Hurricane as being quite a chill guy, who enjoys the simple things like fishing in his favourite reed bed and taking long, relaxing flights every morning. I also think that, under ordinary circumstances, he'd actually rather just hang out with Team Mimic, as he doesn't really care for fighting. Vespa, meanwhile, is always ready for a fight, and will throw hands with anyone and anything, no matter how big they are. She thinks she's the best thing in the world since sliced bread. I couldn't resist giving these two a bit of character. I love making OCs. Speaking of OCs, you may have noticed the same person pop up a few times in my art. This is Eva. She's a character I've had for a long time. She's also a hybrid, but I'm not going to say what of in case I do something with her in the future. I'm gonna be real though, she's definitely part human. Obviously, she's not going to qualify as an actual fighter, but I thought it would be cute if she came along to cheer on her fellow hybrids. Zane, Rex and Master Dragon wouldn't even have to make art for her, they can just use these images I made specially. With all that out of the way, it's about time we give these two a team name. Say hello to Team Wildcard. 100% a reference to a certain now dead gaming channel. May it rest in peace. Now it is time to send them on their way. And not a moment too soon, because that deadline is creeping closer by the day. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the artwork you saw in this video, then please consider checking out my Tumblr, The Drawing Gizzard. I draw dinos and other critters, fan art of whatever I'm into at the time, and about 1 million OCs that I'm still in the process of introducing to the world. As for YouTube, I mainly post YTPs and other random nonsense, so if you're into that, please consider checking me out. Anyway, I guess that'll be all for today. Bye!